You could send one message to Americans 50 years in the future, what would it be?
Don't send your sons to finish what politicians start.
You know, back in 1998, Donald Trump reportedly said, "If I were to run for office, I'd run as a Republican. They're the dumbest group of voters in the country. They believe anything on Fox News. I could lie and they'd still eat it up. I bet my numbers would be terrific." Looks like Trump revealed his playbook long before he ever ran.
I regard the United States as the most lawless and dangerous country in the world by far. You cannot believe how much misinformation we get every single day. Because I have advised more than 100 governments around the world. I have seen things with my own eyes. I've seen U.S. CIA coups with my own eyes. Governments lie, but superpowers make super lies. And if you're running the largest war machine in the world, you are going to lie all the time. The entire Iraq war was not because they thought there were weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction was the outcome of a focus group inside the Pentagon. How are we going to sell this war to the American people? Who made the decision 2 days ago that ATACMS can shoot deep inside Russia? Another brilliant move. We don't even know if the President of the United States is compos mentis right now. We have a deep state that takes these decisions, not a word of explanation to the American people. It's all lies. And I've seen it all through my life because I've been advisors to prime ministers and to presidents and to central bank governors and to some of the wonderful people on this panel. And I've seen a lot.
I think the system is corrupt. Every time I'm walking on the street, somebody's like, "Hey, vote for so-and-so." I'm like, it's all corrupt. Anarchy is the only way we're going to change anything. Violence. Kill a politician. That's the only way you can change shit.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're joking.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, voting is not going to make a difference. It has never. Not in 100 years.
So what would you like to see?
I'd like to see some politicians start getting murdered and reform this government.
Oh my God.
Do one that's not corrupted. I'd like to get business out of government, and they're not going to do it. So the only way to do that is start killing people.
Isn't that exactly what
Look around the world. How has anything changed around the world? How has any regime change happen around the world? Violence. That's the only way. You think people in Arab countries are that much different than us?
Yeah.
Violence. That's the only way you depose a system that doesn't represent the people anymore.
I mean, I think the wonderful thing about the United States is that we can vote, and you do change it.
Your vote doesn't go anywhere. Your vote doesn't do anything.
Yes, it does.
You can now be arrested and never tried if they say you're a terrorist. Never tried in your life. Just arrested and held forever. Who voted for that?
So shoot them all.
No, not shoot them all. Start shooting them until they get business out of politics and they start representing who we are instead of their money interests. Yeah, violence. That's the only way shit changes, man.
Okay.
Look at history. Right, tell me when a regime has changed with voting. I mean, I know.
I'm not trying.
That's not fair because you haven't studied this stuff.
Well, no, I'm not trying to, murder politicians. I'm not trying to do what I don't like that others do that I would like to change, so I will shoot somebody because I'm pissed off that they're shooting somebody else.
Yeah.
It's not the way that I think, but that's fine. We think differently.
I think even if you don't want to shoot somebody, don't vote. Voting is you complicitly saying, I support this system, and I don't support it anymore. I don't. We're killing people in Yemen. We're
Grand Rising. I'm going to keep talking about this. A Time for Revenge Part 1. A Time for Revenge Part 2. Do me a favor, black folks. You have to do a better job teaching your children about the pathology of whiteness at home. The pathology of whiteness is universal, meaning white people have to cohesively behave a certain way and tell their lies the same way globally so that the entire world can believe it. Their whole false sense of superiority is based on their congruent action around the world. Okay? Slavery happened and it was a global stain on humanity because white people have to stick together to make sure their deceptions and their lies, absorbed by the entire world, so that the entire world can feel that they are in a superior place and they should aim to be just like them. However, when you know the truth, you know that white people have a history of kidnapping, human trafficking, murder, incest, rape, and so on. And in addition to theft, because when white people don't have something, they will go somewhere else to steal it. If you have a country, land that they want, they will call it a conquest as opposed to theft. If you have resources that they want, they will steal it in the open and make up lies, tell you bold-faced lies about what they're doing. This is why Jonathan Ross was able to murder a woman in plain sight on video, and white people are still telling bold-faced lies defending his action. You understand what I'm saying? In addition, they use former military personnel to gatekeep their lies. 20% of police officers globally have military training. You understand? Meaning these people have a defense system. Whenever they lie, they tell you lies. They have people that would defend those lies. And those people most of the time have training. And most of these people suffer from PTSD. And guess what? We're the victims of their PTSD, diagnosis. But as I'm a former teacher, as black people, we can't allow the school to educate our children solely. We have to do a better job teaching them about the history of white people, the fact that white people are void of morality, principle, discipline, and a whole lot of other shit. You understand? Their whole history is based on violence. They've done everything in the world using violence, theft, extortion, you name it, bullying. That's what they have done. But it is up to us to make sure our children understand that history, understand the pathology of whiteness. Again, pick up A Time for Revenge Part 1 and 2 so you can better understand their behavior. Y'all have a good one.
What if the revolution never ended? What if history was rewritten by those who rose up? A Time for Revenge. The Black Revolution is more than a novel. It's a story of power, pain, and payback. Parts 1 and 2 take you deep into a fictional world shaped by real struggle. They tried to silence the past. This book screams it back.